Good morning, Red Devils, and welcome to the 2020-21 school year. We have some notes that I'll be referring to. We're very excited about having you all back at school. I know by now you've read Mr. Wilkes' letter that talks about how we will be reopening school, but I wanted to give you some details about how we'll be doing things at Central, and we'll take a little virtual tour of the high school so that those students that may be coming up from the freshman academy or that may be brand new to Central, we will give you an idea of where you'll be going each day, especially those first couple days when we start, and some students are here and some are not. So just as a reminder, we will start school on August 17th with students that have been identified as trailblazers. So we have three types of students starting the school year. We have those students that are going to be working virtually and who may be taking all of their classes at home virtually or some of them virtually and coming here for some electives. We have those students that have been identified as trailblazers that will come here on Mondays and Thursdays, and then we have those that have been identified as innovators that will come here on Tuesdays and Fridays. All of this is an effort to reduce the class sizes and give you the best instruction we can, but also look out for your safety. So at Central next year, we now have what we call red and black days. A red day means you'll go to periods 1 through 4. A black day means you'll go to periods 5 through 8. Those days will rotate different times, but we'll make sure we communicate you to the best way possible, either emails the night before, flags outside, giving you a calendar in advance that you could use as a Chromebook saver, but you'll know well in advance when some day is a red day or when it's a black day. Currently, we have Wednesdays identified as a remote learning day where everyone is working from home on Wednesdays. So to start the school year, the reason we did the red days and the black days was because on a red day, when you go to periods 1 through 4, that's less class changes than when we had 7 periods. On a black day, when you go to periods 5 through 8, same thing, less class changes. What it does mean is your class times are longer, obviously. Class time now is anywhere from 90 to 95 minutes, which works out good for some classes. Your science labs, it helps. Some of your extracurricular activities and classes gives them more time to get more things accomplished. So, but it serves the purpose of, number one, less class changes. Number two, it serves the purpose of it reduced our class sizes. Again, smaller class sizes means more social distancing in the classroom, which is what we're most concerned with, is your safety. So let's talk about starting the school year. On Monday, August 17th, just the Trailblazers will come to school. There's been a link sent out and different ways to determine whether you are a Trailblazer or not. But if you're not a Trailblazer, you do not need to come to school that Monday, or we're going to have to call somebody to come pick you up. So if you're not sure whether you're a Trailblazer or innovator, go back and check your email and follow the directions where you can determine in iNow what status you are. So that Monday, the 17th, only Trailblazer students will come to school. Innovators and students that have been determined to be virtual students do not have to log on that Monday. There's no requirement for you to do anything on that Monday. Just Trailblazers come to school. Trailblazers it will be a red day, and you'll go to your 1st through 4th periods where you'll get your introductions and we'll start working on, acclimating you to this new type of school that we're doing. Tuesday, the 18th, Trailblazers have no responsibility unless they were given an assignment from their teacher on Monday, but they do not log in on Tuesday. They do not come to school. The only people who come to school on Tuesday is the innovators, and virtual students will be required to log in to their Google Meets or whatever form of instruction that you're getting from your teachers. So please make sure you're checking your emails, because your teachers will be sending out emails for their classroom Google Meets codes, because it is a requirement for you to log in when you are working from home. Whether you're an innovator at home, a Trailblazer at home, or virtual students from home, when your class meets on a red day, you are to log in at the time of your first period class, which is at 9 o'clock, at second period, which is at 10:40, third period, which is at 12:20, and fourth period at 2:25. So whenever you are at home, you have to log in and participate in class. We'll be taking attendance. There'll be chronic absenteeism that will count against you if you're not logging in from home, and there will be a part of your grade if you're not logging in from home. So let's get back to that Tuesday. So Tuesday the 18th, innovators are here at school. We're going to first through fourth period. Virtual students are logging in at the time of their first through fourth period. Trailblazers, this is the only day that you do not have to log in, because the instructions that are going to be given and the lectures from the teacher will be what you got on Monday. We're just breaking that format up just to get school started in a fashion that's not overwhelming for students and teachers to begin with. That Wednesday, the 19th, all students will work from home. As I stated earlier, Wednesdays has been deemed a remote learning day. So all students, Trailblazers, Innovators, Virtual, will work from home. Again, we will make that a red day. We'll do first through fourth period again on that Wednesday from home, because you will have already had your teacher in person for Innovators and Trailblazers on Monday and Tuesday. You will have not gone to your fifth through eighth periods yet. So we're going to do remote for everybody on that Wednesday. Will be a red day. Thursday, the 20th, will be the first black day. On a black day, we go to periods 5 through 8. That will be Trailblazers coming in person. That will be Innovators and Virtual students logging in from home, 5th through 8th period. The 5th period schedule is starting at 9 o'clock. The 6th period class starts at 10:40. The 7th period class starts at 12:20. And the 8th period class starts at 2:25. So on Thursday, we have our Trailblazers here, Innovators, and Virtual students working from home. First time you're seeing your 5th through 8th period teachers. On Friday, we will have another black day, except this time the Innovators are here. Innovators are here, Trailblazers and Virtual students are working from home. At this point, by the end of the week, everybody will have had an opportunity to be with all of their teachers at least once in person and all of their teachers at least once virtually. That will take care of the first week. So we'll talk more about the schedule the following weeks, but the following weeks will look a little different, but the first week was important for us to get everybody the opportunity to get started off on the right foot. A couple things when you come on that first day, whether it's that Monday or Tuesday. We will not allow any student in the building until 8:30 a.m. Again, no students will be allowed in the building until 8:30 a.m. When you come into the building, we'll have a couple different ways, and we'll go show you where those places are at, where you enter into the building. There'll be a breakfast station there where you'll pick up a breakfast to go, and you will report directly to your first period class. That is different. There is no going to the cafeteria. There is no going to the library. There is no going to the gym. It's come in the building, get your breakfast to go, and report directly to your first period teacher. Your first period teacher will take your temperature, and then you will have breakfast in your classroom. Breakfast will be from 8:30 to 9. You'll have an opportunity to come by and get breakfast anytime between 8:30 and 8:50. If you come in after 8:50, breakfast will be put up because we don't have time to be eating breakfast after that in the classroom, because at 9, we're starting school. We will have some type of face coverings for those people that are here that you must bring. You can wear a gaiter, such as this. You can wear a mask. The biggest thing is they must be school appropriate, just like a t-shirt. There can't be anything on your mask that would not be appropriate for school. So if it was something that you couldn't have worn last year on a t-shirt, it's definitely not something that you could wear this year on a mask. We will not have the restrooms open before school or during class changes. During class changes, we'll all walk on the right side of the hallway and we'll report directly to our next class. We have built-in bathroom breaks every period. where your entire class will be taken to the bathroom. So that opportunity will be there for you every period to go to the restroom. We're cleaning the restrooms in between classes. You'll have some protocol that you'll be given as you enter a classroom. We'll have hand sanitizers. At the end of a class, teachers will talk to you about Clorox wipes and wiping down things that you may have touched or used, like calculators, art equipment, other types of computer workstations you may have been at, and just basically sanitizing the room at the end of every period. We will not take a temperature every period, only to the first period that you go to. Those students who come later in the day, there'll be protocol for where you to go when you first arrive to get your temperature taken. Lunch, when we go to lunch during third period, everybody will report to their third period class, and your teachers will have designated times to take you to the cafeteria to pick up your lunch and then bring it back to the classroom. So make sure that if you're bringing your lunch, Mr. Wilkes put out in an earlier memo that it does not need to be food that needs to be heated up. So sandwiches, things of that nature. Also, the water fountains will be off. So bringing water bottles or multiple water bottles is encouraged in order for you to stay hydrated throughout the school day. So at this time, we're going to cut from here and we're going to leave my office and we're going to go and talk about different parts of the building. Thanks. All right, welcome back, Red Devils. I'm now at the front of Central High School. Behind me is the Central High School entrance, and this is the circular drive. This is where you can be dropped off in the mornings, where you'll come in the main entrance of Central. If you're a car rider, this is where you want to be dropped off in the mornings as one option, and then you'll go into the main building and pick up breakfast as you report to your first period. Again, no one should be being dropped off before 8:30 a.m. because no students will be allowed in the building until 8:30. So at this time, we'll transition to the student ramp and we'll talk about student parking and that being the second place you could be picked up in the afternoons. But most importantly, this is a drop off in the morning, but you cannot be picked up in the circular drive in the afternoon. It has a lot to do with buses and traffic flow and everything else. So you can be dropped off in the circular drive in the mornings after 8:30, but not picked up in the afternoons. Okay, Red Devils, now I'm standing at the circular staircase, which is kind of the centerpiece of where you go up and down stairs, but it's not the only location to go up and down stairs. So as you're new to Central, we'll try to help acclimate you from period to period to show you the quickest and most efficient route to move from upstairs to downstairs. This is the location that you end up coming to if you came in from the main entrance, where you've picked up breakfast, and you can either go to your classes upstairs, or if you came in on the bus ramp, again, you end up here. We'll have a breakfast to go. And then downstairs is where you come in from the student ramp, and there'll also be a breakfast to go there. Just to talk to you a little bit about room numbers, when you look at your schedule, if it says room number 300 and something, 301, 302, that is downstairs at Central. If it's 400 and something, that is upstairs at Central. So when I look at my schedule and I see physical science room 406, well, that's upstairs at Central. And upstairs at Central, if you come in the bus ramp, you're already upstairs. If you come in the main entrance, you're already upstairs. If I have US history and it says room 305, then that's downstairs. If you come in the student ramp, then you are already downstairs. So you're already on the 300 floor. And we'll talk about what the other room numbers are as we go to different parts of the building. So behind me is what used to be the cafeteria, where we had cafeteria tables and chairs, and now you see we have desk and chairs socially distanced. This is now the study hall room. So when you see study hall on your schedule, you have study hall and what used to be the cafeteria. During that time frame, you are allowed, or you will be doing assignments, homework, things of that nature from your other classes. Also, our counselors are going to use study hall as an opportunity to possibly do Google Meets with you to talk about different counseling type topics that they typically have. You will receive information, if you haven't already, about those students who drive can have the option, if you have first period study hall, to do that remotely from home and then just be here by second period on your Trailblazer or Innovator day. If you drive and you have study hall fourth period, you'll have the opportunity, the option to do that remotely and with parent permission, leave campus at the start of fourth period rather than come to study hall. That also coincides with fifth period, which starts a black day, where you can come at the end of study hall, or eighth period, where you can leave early at the start of study hall. Again, that is imperative that you have your own transportation and that you can come and go every day and not be lingering around the high school because your ride didn't show up that day. There's also opportunities during second and third period that is explained in the letter that's going home that talks about options for you in study hall during those periods as well. So again, the eighth period that we added on most student schedules was a study hall. Some students chose other options, but for the most part, everyone has a study hall as their eighth period, and this is where you'll report to study hall. If I have first period study hall, when I pick up my breakfast as I come in the entrances, I'll report directly to study hall. And then if I have lunch, I'll come to study hall, and then we'll take you to get your tray and come back, and this is where you'll eat lunch. All right, students, this is the bus ramp. We call it the bus ramp because this is where the buses drop off in the mornings and where half of them pick up in the afternoons. So the bus ramp entrance is one of the three places you're to enter Central in the mornings, where there'll be a breakfast for you to pick up. Buses will not drop any students off before 8:30 a.m. If you have a class, first period, then it's a 300 or 400 class. Then when you get off the bus, you'll come down the bus ramp and enter the main building of Central, and then you'll report to 300 classes. You would have to go downstairs. 400 classes, you would stay upstairs. So when you get off the bus, if you have a class that says 500 or 600, that's going to be in the Career Tech building, which is directly behind me, and we'll go to that main entrance in just a second. Also, the bus ramp is where we pick up half the students who ride buses in the afternoon, and the other half are picked up behind Central, but we'll be able to explain that to you on the first and second day of school for those of you that are not familiar with that process. But for right now, just know that if you have a 300 or 400 level class in a room, when you get off the bus, you'll come in the bus ramp. And if you have a 500 or 600, you get off the bus ramp and you'll go in the main building of Career Tech. Okay, Red Devils, I'm in front of the Career Tech building at this time. Again, this is as soon as you get off the bus at the bus ramp, it's be directly to your right. Any classes that the room number is a 500 or a 600 room number. When you get off the bus first thing in the morning, if you have one of those classes, you'll come to the Career Tech building, and this will be the entrance where we'll have a breakfast for you to grab and go and report immediately to your first period class. This time we'll take a tour inside of the Career Tech building. Red Devils, we're now inside of the Career Tech building where you have classes whose room numbers are 500. They will be on this floor. We have culinary arts, cosmetology down this hall. We have our healthcare and business classes behind me, with more health classes further down that hall, and all of our shop classes. So also television production classes in this hallway down to my right. We also have our IT classes. So lots of opportunities for electives, but again, if your class starts the day in a 500 room, you're here downstairs. If it's 600, you'll actually enter the Career Tech doors, take a right, and there's a staircase to take you upstairs to the 600 level room numbers. So that's our Career Tech building. Now we'll take a quick tour of Central. Okay, Red Devils, I'm standing on the student ramp. For those returning students, you know that this is where the student parking lot is. For those new to Central, this is one of the locations you can be dropped off at, but it's definitely where, if you're a car rider, you get picked up at. The student ramp is on the downstairs of Central High School's main entrance. So when you come in, there'll be a breakfast grab to go, and you'll be on the 300 level. When you first go in the doors, to the right is the history wing. Anything else on the 300 level will be to your left after you go through the double doors. So you'll grab your breakfast first thing in the morning and report immediately to those classes. If you drive and you get here before 8:30, you will not be allowed to come in the building. You'll have to sit in your car, but there can't be other people in the car with you. If you get dropped off, it cannot be until after 8:30. So students should be, we encourage you not to arrive into the student parking lot until 8:30 or later, but definitely want to get here in that 8:45 range at the latest, so you're not running late to first period, and also gives you a chance to come by and grab a breakfast on your way to first period. So this is a typical classroom at Central where we have gone in and any tables we've taken out and got new desks so that the desks can be socially distanced. As I mentioned earlier, one of the first things you'll do when you come into the classroom, there'll be a station for hand sanitizer, and then at the end of the period there'll be Clorox wipes and the opportunity for you to desanitize or sanitize your desk, your chair for the next person coming in. And again, inside of those 90-minute blocks, there'll be bathroom schedules for the entire class to get a bathroom break. Because of the class change, the bathrooms will be closed so that we can move directly from class to class without having any type of cross-contamination as much as possible. And then this also will be where we eat our breakfast and where we eat our lunch. We've bought trash cans for outside the classroom to dispose of our breakfast and lunch containers so that they're not sitting in the classroom, and they'll be taken off by the custodians after each meal, and just more opportunities for us to be as safe as possible. So this is a typical classroom that you'll see with social distancing in the classroom, and if we only have 50% here, we'll probably only be sitting every other desk as well. Okay, Red Devils, I'm now standing on the Freshman Academy Bridge. This is where, if you have any classes where the room number says 100 or 200, those will be in the Freshman Academy directly behind me. So a 100 class, when you go across the bridge, will be downstairs. A 200 class will be upstairs. If you have a class that has 700 on it, and that's going to be primarily your driver's ed with health classes, those are in the expansion facility. To get to the expansion facility, you come out the back of Central to the Freshman Academy Bridge, and you take a right and you go around the end of the Freshman Academy, and there's a path, a sidewalk that will take you to the expansion facility for your driver's ed with health. For lunch, those students who have driver's ed with health or ROTC, you'll actually meet in a class here, and we'll give you instructions on that the first couple days of school, but you'll have a classroom where you'll go here. Your instructors will take you by the cafeteria to get your lunch immediately, and then they'll take you either to driver's ed with health or to the ROTC building. This, in the past, has been an opportunity for students who drove to come in the back of Central to enter school. That is not an option anymore. You must enter, if you park in the student parking lot, at the student ramp. No one will be able to come in the back of Central. Freshman Academy students in the morning, they will come behind Central and report to the Freshman Academy across the bridge. But all of our students from Central, I've shown you the 4 different locations you should enter. Either the main building of Career Tech, if you have a room number that starts with 500 or 600, the bus ramp of Central, which is on the top floor of Central, the 400 classrooms, the main entrance of Central at the Circular Drive, where you get dropped off if you're a car rider, and then the bus ramp if you're a student who drives or your parent drops you off and you come up the student ramp. All 4 of those locations will have a breakfast for you to grab and go each morning and report to your first period class. This is going to wrap up my video. Just a couple reminders. Face coverings are required. First day on August 17th, only Trailblazers should come to school. Tuesday, innovators should come to school, and virtual students should log in. Be on the lookout for emails from your teachers to your MyPCBOE account to tell you what their Google Classroom codes are. It is mandatory that you log in during the time frame that your class is scheduled. The only exception to that will be that first day of school. Only Trailblazers will report. No innovators will have to log in, nor virtual students. And on Tuesday, innovators will be here, virtual students will log in, but Trailblazers will not have to, but we'll remind you of that again on that Monday. And then that Wednesday, everybody is remote. So we're looking forward to when we're all back at Central at 100%, but in the meantime, we're going to do our best to make this the best possible school year we can have, and look forward to seeing you all in a few days. Thanks.